This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station. MNC. On News Talk 95.3, 101.9 FM, and 1340 AM, your MNC Nation stations.
Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm Sean Sibney, the MNC News Center. It is June the 12th, 2024, and the news getting started now with our top local stories. Michiana's Morning News. The Elkhart Redevelopment Commission has approved two major redevelopment projects for the Delta area in the Elkhart River District.
Developer We Impact submitted a plan for River District Zones 2 and 3 that features 12,000 square feet of commercial space, 120 apartments, and 10 townhomes. Also, Garrison Frazier's plan for the 1,000 block of South Main Street includes more than 10,000 square feet of commercial space, 81 apartments, and nearly 5,000 square feet for residential amenities. This project will also feature a community space with the historic Kelby Love mural called Love's Plaza. The Commission's approval allows staff to move forward with development agreements. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
Also, a Southbound Council Committee has now delayed a vote on extending a tax abatement for Matthew LLC.
The city is suing the developer David Matthews for $7.5 million, claiming he missed the deadline to complete the projects as agreed. Despite Dave Matthews owing $600,000 in unpaid property taxes, some argue that denying the extension could lead to the closure of the East Race Market and endanger the apartment building. Matthews attributes the 11-month delay to COVID-19 impacts. The committee will revisit the bill during the next meeting on June 24th. Mike Wilson, MNC News.
Temperatures are supposed to reach 90 degrees in some portions of Indiana by tomorrow. That's also when a cold front will move through, and there could be some rain that comes with it.
That cold front might knock temperatures down a bit on Friday, only mid-80s on Friday, but then the warming trend continues into the weekend, hitting 90 again by Sunday.
And Matt Eckhoff with the National Weather Service says this is on track to be the hottest time of the year so far in the state of Indiana. A Larwill woman was killed in a crash along US 30 yesterday morning. Officers say they found a car and a semi pulling a tractor had crashed. The sheriff's office says a 21-year-old Avery Hill was traveling southbound, crossing US 30, then pulled out in front of the semi. The driver wasn't seriously hurt, but a front seat passenger, 26-year-old Magdalene Wood, died at the scene. Two people were injured in a collision at the intersection of County Roads 21 and 142 on Monday afternoon. A 76-year-old woman from West Virginia stopped at the stop sign, then entered the intersection where she was struck by a vehicle driven by a 61-year-old woman from Mishawaka. Both drivers were taken to Goshen Hospital for treatment. Families looking for free fun on Friday can plan ahead to Four Winds Field for a free movie night.
They'll be showing the Super Mario Brothers movie, presented by Indiana Donor Network and Donate Life Indiana. Tickets are free for the event, but they must be claimed by noon on Thursday. Seating will be general admission, and fans can sit in the seating bowl or in the outfield grass. Indiana Donor Network will be on site to encourage attendees to say yes to being an organ donor and to answer any questions. To get your free tickets, head to the South Bend Cubs box office or visit our website for a link to claim your tickets.
This year's Southern Baptist Convention in Indianapolis is expected to tackle some pretty controversial subjects.
More than 10,000 voting delegates to the Southern Baptist Convention are expected to debate this week whether to ban churches with women as pastors from their ranks. In its statement of faith, the church says men and women can serve, but only men can be pastors. Each church can decide to elevate a woman to pastor, but it would risk expulsion from the convention. The other major issue the SBC is expected to address, claims of abuse over the years. A task force has laid down guidelines for responding to such allegations, but the church has yet to create safeguards that prevent abusers from being hired. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
And a new study says Indiana ranks 27th in child well-being. It's all according to the 2024 Kids Count Data Book by the Annie E. Casey Foundation. However, 27 sounds pretty good, but it's actually slipping 3 spots from last year.
The latest findings highlight the need for Indiana leaders to better prepare children for future success as the state faces significant economic impacts due to current shortcomings. Ashley Haynes with Indiana Youth Institute stresses the need for more investment in education and well-being to ensure all children have equal opportunities to succeed.
There are definitely some areas the data may have gotten worse or going in the wrong direction for kids, but also because it's a comparison to other states may have just gotten better at something faster.
Data reveal several positive trends for Hoosier families. From 2019 to 2022, 75% 85% of Indiana parents secured full-time employment, outpacing neighboring states.
A 69-year-old man was killed in an officer-involved shooting.
It happened around 6:40 Tuesday morning. The South Bend police were sent to the East Race and LaSalle Street on a report of a man with a knife making threats. The caller reported that the man had chased him with a knife and then stabbed his vehicle. The preliminary investigation determined that during their encounter with the man with the knife, one officer unsuccessfully deployed his taser to disarm and detain the suspect. A short time later, the second officer fired his handgun, striking the suspect. The man was taken to the hospital for emergency medical treatment, but died. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
A 34-year-old South Bend felon sentenced after being found with firearms.
Documents say at the time of his arrest on outstanding warrants in January last year, James Allen was found to have possessed 3 firearms, along with heroin and methamphetamine. Allen has 2 prior felony convictions, both prohibiting him from possessing the firearms in the case. He was sentenced to 110 months in prison, followed by 2 years of supervised release. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
It's more than 5 years in prison for a man who pleaded guilty to possessing with intent to distribute cocaine. Police recovered 350 grams of coke, 3 guns, and more than $56,000 in Robert Hollins Jr.'s South Bend home back in November. Police also recovered over 154 grams of fentanyl and 3 guns at a second location maintained by Hollins. He was sentenced to 70 months in prison. South Bend fire crews responded to a house fire in the 800 block of Cushing Street. Crews got there around 4:45 yesterday morning and found flames coming from the second story and the eaves in the back of the home. Crews controlled the blaze of that 2.5-story home. One resident was taken to the hospital for evaluation. Luckily, no firefighters were injured. The cause of that blaze still under investigation. Federal funds have been awarded to several Indiana school corporations, including Goshen Schools, for clean school buses.
The Biden administration is investing nearly $1 billion to help 530 school districts in 47 states and D.C. buy over 3,400 clean school buses, mostly electric. Our news gathering partners at Indiana Capital Chronicle report the initiative aims to improve air quality, reduce pollution, and create jobs. Low-income, rural, and tribal communities will receive most of the funding. Some Hoosier school districts receiving funding include Monroe County Community with an award of $5 million, and Goshen Community will receive $1.26 million. The Clean School Bus program is now allocated nearly $3 billion nationwide.
That's Joe Ullerite reporting. Finally, this half hour, Joey Chestnut may not be guzzling hot dogs down his gullet this 4th of July.
The 16-time champ of the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest may wind up watching from his home in Westfield. Chestnut signed an endorsement deal with Impossible Foods, a vegan company who just released a plant-based wiener rather than one made from beef. The company is a rival of Nathan's, who puts on that contest in New York, so Major League Eating decided to hand out a ban, claims the New York Post. According to reports, Chestnut's deal will make him over $1 million in about 4 years. Harrison Silcox, Network, Indiana.
Partly sunny and hot today. We're going to end up between 85 and about 88 for high temperatures this afternoon. There's a slight chance of a shower in there as well. As we head into tonight, partly cloudy, we drop to 65. And then for tomorrow, hot again. We'll be in the upper 80s. It'll be partly sunny with a few chances of showers and thunderstorms. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Well, you can get the morning's top local news stories on demand by subscribing to the Local News Podcast. Go to 953mnc.com. Just click where it says on demand.
Podcasts by Federated Media.